Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would throw you off and walk in from the opposite side from normal. It is, I'm cheating and looking at my clock because I don't know what day it is. It is Tuesday, August 27th. I had a split second where I panicked and thought I was missing a faculty meeting, but no, that's tomorrow, Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. Today, we're going to knock off, hopefully, fingers crossed, one of the last lingering, kind of daunting projects on my to-do list, and that is preparing my emergency sub-plans. We need a binder with all of the procedures and, you know, that type of stuff, as well as 2 days of emergency sub-plans.
Michael, there's an emergency in our house.
Was this technically supposed to be done a while ago? Yes, it was. However, I checked with my team teachers and some of them were not done either. So I'm not the only one barely keeping my head afloat. It's fine, everything is fine. It's been a long day, it's after school, and if you've been watching any of the other vlogs from my Falling in Love with Teaching Again series, fill in the blank, my brain is mush. Mush was the correct answer. So bear with me, but let's put together my sub binder. I also have some little updates and things to show you. Quick field trip around the room to show you updates and changes, because once I sit down at my back table, I ain't getting up for a while. So I'd rather get in my steps now and then we'll chat about the sub binder. Quick Chromebook update. First of all, I absolutely love having the charging station up here by the front. That way when students come in at the end of the day for dismissal, they can very quickly plug in their Chromebook and then head to their cubby. I also got a third of these little charging packs, so each one will charge 10. And because I have more than 20 students, I needed an extra one. So these are on my Amazon list with all of my classroom stuff for the year, as well as these short versions of the cords. So they're a foot long. And then in one of the last vlogs, I showed you that I got these numbers that attach. That way I could identify them by their numbers, which are also on the top just with blue painter's tape. But the numbers were kind of sliding down and that was driving me nuts. But also I wanted it just to be as clear as possible to save time when my students are plugging them in. And then I got some electrical tape that matches the colors of the numbers to be able to kind of hold the numbers in place, but also just make it easier for my students to quickly see which Chromebook charger is theirs. Now, today was only the first day of it, but so far, so good. I also have to give a shout out to my 2 students who I call my Geek Squad, but they come by at the end of the day and just double check the Chromebooks are all plugged in, and chef's kiss, they are fantastic. I'm pretty sure I showed you that these star jars, which is our like whole class incentive system, arrived. I did also order gold stars to go in them, and those were actually delivered today. So most likely my next vlog is gonna be all about behavior management, and we'll chat more about that then. But another update, I did get our treatment agreement hung up, which hallelujah. So this is something that we created with my class as well as my switch teachers class. So we combined classes together in one classroom. We came up with these ideas and we just created like a virtual anchor chart. And I took those ideas and put them into Canva. So I literally just made rectangles and text boxes and then put a heart over top. It's nothing fancy, but it's split into sections for student treats student, student treats teacher, teacher treats student, and student treats classroom. So I just typed in our different phrases that we came up with, and then in the center I put the 4 Emerson class is a family. I printed this poster size, which I have a video showing you how to do that. I will link it for you. This, well, let's ignore this part where it's not perfect, but up here it looks much better. This printed on 9 sheets of paper that I just taped together, and then I ran it through the laminator so it was the perfect width to fit inside of the laminator, and I got that hung up, and so it helped to add some color but also to fill that space above the library. And then this was an Etsy purchase. It is a sign designed to go on like the corner of your door. However, I don't really have space outside of the front of my classroom, so I thought about putting it on this little corner, but it's top heavy. Like when I put it, It's supposed to hang like this. Now the chair is holding it up, but the right side is too heavy, so it ends up falling down. So I need to attach something up there to kind of hold it in place. You know what? Let's stop staring at this and just go ahead and get it done and taken care of. Okay, we're gonna try using these little clips that I got on Amazon. I actually got these for my back bulletin board area because they're slanted. They're like little push pins, but they're slanted, and I think they're better designed for that type of surface. They have a hook, and I feel like that might do the trick, but the key word is try. Now, should I be standing on this wheelie chair? Probably not.
Safety violation, I could fall and pierce an organ.
It makes me think of that story that I read to my second grade class. Oh gosh, what was it called? But it was the safety officer, and he had Officer Buckle and Gloria. Really cute story. Oh no, I dropped it again. Okay. This is how you know it's been a long day, and I just finished drinking my coffee at like 3 p.m. Okay, all right. So we're gonna put that where it goes, and then we're gonna figure out where the push pin needs to go. So like here, but we need to start up higher. We're just gonna wing it. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. That is the theme of this year. Okay, wheelie chair not doing me any favors. I powerlift. I should be stronger than this. Okay, push pin not in the wall all the way. However, sign is hanging, which was the goal. Oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna get down before I mess it up. And if I jump, does it stay up there? Okay, cool, I'll take it. Check. Here is the end result. That was not my initial intention. As I mentioned, I wanted to put it by my classroom door, but sometimes you just gotta pivot. It's all good. But if you're interested in a sign like this, I will link the Etsy store. You can choose whether you want it to hang on the right or the left side. And then my last update is back by my small group table. This was another pivot. I got this organizer from Amazon. So that's black metal. It has kind of this side piece where you can store stuff vertically, and then it has, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves where you can place papers. The initial intention was for this to actually go under there, the little cart that I keep by my table, which I love, by the way. It's a perfect size. It fits in this space perfectly. It's technically a printer stand. Once again, it's on the Amazon list, as well as now this rack. But I needed a place to put like unfinished assignments as well as extra copies of things. And I initially had these up by the IFP, but I realized it just works better back here since this is already where I have my copies and my grade drawer. Now, I measured everything correctly. What I did not account for is the fact that under here with the drawer, there's like a support piece back here. And so it wouldn't fit. I even tried unassembling it and reassembling it while it was under there, didn't work. But it's fine, we pivoted and I put it back here on this shelf, and actually I really, really like it. So currently I have like a clipboard here. These are gonna be used for the sub binder, stay tuned. And then each shelf has a different purpose. So I have like whiteboards. This is like my holding spot. So right now it has sub binder stuff because we're gonna put that together. Extra science copies, extra math copies, and then unfinished student assignments. So I like the way that it's structured. I like that I have kind of this open space to put curriculum books or clipboards and things like that. But then I also have the shelves for the papers. I will link it for you if you're interested. Well, I won't link it. I will link the Amazon store, and when you go there, you'll see it. Okay, now let's chat sub binder. I grabbed this random binder that I had up in a cabinet. This used to be for my SLO, student learning objectives, but we're just gonna utilize this. I'm pretty sure I've used this binder for 10 different things. I mentioned these items. These I got on Amazon. It's just a pack of black plastic hole punched folders. I'm gonna put at least 1, maybe 2 in the back of the binder to hold printouts of like think sheets and sub reports, things like that. I feel like it's easier to put copies right into the folder, and yes, the binder itself has pockets, but needed more pockets. So got those, and then I also got some page protector dividers. Here's my thing, I love to put everything in page protectors. It makes me very happy. traditional dividers do not come out far enough to go past page protectors, so they get kind of buried underneath of the page protectors. These are basically a page protector with the divider attached to the end. So you can have other page protectors in the binder and the divider piece will still stick out. These are what I use in my teacher portfolio, and they're also what I'm gonna use in my sub binder. I'll be honest, I've never done dividers in my sub binder before, but with our sub binders here, like our emergency sub binders, there was a table of contents and it made the most sense to me to have sections. I needed 10 sections. I could only find the dividers in 5 or 8, so I got 2 5-packs. But I will have these linked down below. And I still need to, ooh, I didn't make the labels for it. It's fine, another time. In terms of all the stuff that has to go into it, obviously a lot of it I'm not gonna be able to show you because it is specific to my class and my school, but I did use my sub binder template in order to create the pages. So this is the cover page. Let's go ahead and put that in the binder so it feels complete. Beautiful, look at that. Now I need to take it out. I need to take out, I'm a hot mess today, y'all. I don't know what my problem is. Lack of caffeine, that is my problem. I need to take the binder spine out, and I'm having flashbacks to a video I made years ago where I was stretching the plastic with like the end of a spatula, and I had probably 1,000 comments from people saying, Michelle, if you open the binder, it loosens the plastic and it's easier to get the spine in, which I now know. Getting it out, on the other hand, is a different story. My fingers are not gonna fit in there, so scissors? Probably not the best option, but we're gonna go for it. Maybe if can I bang this? Will it come down? I probably shouldn't do that on the new stuff or on the binder. Okay, it's fine. I don't need this spine anymore, so I don't care if it gets damaged. I just need it out. No, I'm pushing it further in, which is the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Oh, we kind of had it. We had something. Oh, yeah. Maybe not the safest way, but it worked. Okay, trash. I will print a new binder spine because I did not do that. Substitute binder template, I'll link it down below. I did it right in Google Slides, but I think it also has a PowerPoint version that comes with it. Anyway, I then used one of the pages to create a table of contents. So I'm gonna show you the digital version of this in a second. Basically, the digital version, the template, had the border, the title, and then this box. I added this as a table. So I can show you that. I mean, it's just adding a table. But this is gonna be my first page. I need page protectors, which I mentioned. I love page protectors, so yes, I have a massive tub full of them that have just been collected over the years. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in a page protector so we feel like we are making progress. Ew, this is a really ugly page protector. You can tell it's been reused for a while. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Progress over perfection. Okay, table of contents at the very beginning. Next, we have our cover pages, which, again, in the template, there is a blank cover page where there's no image down here. I added my own images based on the cover pages that I needed. So campus map, campus phone list, class rosters, assorted schedules, hold on, student info. There's probably a more organized way to do this. Logins and passwords, behavior management, assorted procedures, emergency information, and then emergency plans. Now, because I added in these images, I know everyone's gonna ask, where did you get them? I have subscription services where I've gotten images for years and years and years for making products. So I can't give you those specific images, but I will show you a hack to be able to get little icon type images using a font that you have in Google Slides. So we're gonna come back to that. But I do need to put these into page protectors. So let's go ahead and open up these dividers. And by page protectors, I meant the page protector dividers. I love these. They're by Avery. They're a little bit more expensive than like a traditional page protector or divider pack, I guess, but to me, it's worth it to have the extra space. They do come with these printable label sheets, but I typically do something else, which I will show you. Okay, let's put these in the binder and then put the pages into them. Okay, so just to show you, I have the page protector as the first page, but then you can still see the divider tabs outside of them. It makes me so happy. Okay, so we're gonna go in the same order as the table of contents, so campus map. Also, they're a super thick plastic, so I feel like they're really, really durable. They last a long time. All right, y'all don't need to see me do this. So once I get these in there, the next step is filling the pages, which I used the substitute binder template to go ahead and fill out and create the pages. Again, most of them I cannot show you. Let me see if I can find one that I can. Okay, I mean, here's one example. This is a list of different materials and where they're located in my classroom. I just inserted this table onto the page, but, okay, I literally can't show you any of the other pages, but it's fine because I'm gonna show you the template and I will show you how to edit it. So then it's just a matter of getting the pages in here. Now, have I created the actual emergency sub plans? I have to have 2 days worth. No. But that's what we're gonna try to get done today. So let's go ahead and do the digital stuff, and then while I start stuffing this, we can chit chat a little bit more. So this is what the substitute binder looks like in Google Slides. The first several pages are all partially editable, meaning you can go in and edit your name, but you're not gonna be able to change the text substitute or binder, and then you can insert your own image here, but you also have the pre-made images. Same thing with these templates. You're not able to change the titles or change the box sizes, but it gives you a nice layout to kind of start with. However, if you scroll down, starting on page 43, these covers are fully editable. So you can change all of the text. You still have those pre-made images, but then you also have the complete blank one. So this is what I used in order to create those cover pages. So for example, let me show you, hold on. Like this campus phone list, okay? I'm just smushing it in here. What I did is I actually deleted the text that said binder, so delete, and then I just used the top ones and I actually changed this font to Oswald so that it matched this one, and I inserted in my own clip art. So if you're looking for images, you can actually utilize the Noto emoji font within Google. So if you click on glyphs, you'll see it has these icon versions of all the different emojis. So you can actually utilize this in order to create those cover pages. So for example, let's say I was looking for a phone. I might go under, I don't know, objects. Oh, here's a phone. Now it's not the same phone I use, but it's pretty close. Maybe I want this one. I'm going to right click and copy it. Now I'm gonna go back to Google Slides, and let's say this is gonna say phone list, and we'll change this to Oswald so that it matches. We're gonna make it like, this one's semi-bold, and then we'll make this one bold. Okay, and then of course I can adjust the size, so I might make this like 150, and then I can move the text box up just using the up key on my keyboard. Okay. Now, when I'm ready to put in that emoji, I can just paste it. So I'm gonna Command V, and you'll notice it looks like the emoji. Let's go ahead and make it larger so we can see it. So let's do like size 150. Okay, it looks like the emoji, and it even has this black background, which we're gonna get rid of that in a second. If I highlight this, so I select it, but I change the font to Noto emoji, and if you don't have that font, just click on more fonts, search for Noto emoji, go ahead and click it to check it. Once I change to that font, and you can choose whichever you want, I'm gonna do semi-bold. Right now it looks strange because of the coloring, but I can change the highlight color to transparent. I can change the text color to black. And then now it looks like one of those icons. So I can make it even larger. I could go size like 300, and I can kind of resize my text box if I drag it all the way across, and then I center it, yeah. And then I can move it up if I need to. So that's a little hack that you can use within Google Slides to create those icon images. Then when it comes to customizing the templates, okay, starting on slide 134, you can fully edit all of the text boxes. So you can customize those headings, But you'll notice you still can't adjust the box size. So if you need to create more of a custom one, if you come to the very, very last slide, it's slide 143, this will allow you to actually resize the box. So you can make it smaller or larger, and then you can also duplicate it as needed. So you can click and drag, right click, you can go ahead and copy and paste, or if you use keyboard shortcuts, you can do Control D or Command D to duplicate, and then you can click and drag as needed in order to create additional boxes. So hopefully that's helpful for you. But while I finish putting these cover pages in and getting it all ready, let's just kind of chit chat and catch up on life. Today, I'm staying late at school because I have to pick up Billy from the airport late. It's gonna be like 11 p.m., I think, when his flight gets in. So it's gonna be a late night for me. It's fine. Everything is fine. That is the theme. But as a result, I don't have anything really pushing me because I knew I would be picking him up late from the airport. I mentioned this in a previous vlog, but he has been for about 2 weeks now traveling. He had a bachelor party, then he visited his mom, now he's at a family beach house. So he's been gone for 2 weeks out on the East Coast, North Carolina, Maryland, DC, Delaware, I think is where he is now. I have had a lot more control over my schedule. I've been able to kind of move things around. And since I knew that tonight it was gonna be a late night, I went to the gym yesterday, Monday, which is usually when I take a rest day, but instead I'm taking a rest day today, which works out well actually, because let's see, 2 weeks from Thursday. So I'm 9 days away, I think. I am competing in nationals for USAPL, United States Powerlifting. And that means I'm gonna be out next week for 2 days. I'm gonna be out on Wednesday and Thursday because I have to fly to Salt Lake City. I will probably finish competing on Thursday at like 2 p.m. and my flight leaves at 4. So I'm going straight from competing to the airport to fly home so I can be back to teach on Friday. It's gonna be a long week. But it's kind of good timing that I had to get my emergency sub-plans together since I'm gonna have to make sub-plans anyway. I will use the same binder. It will just be the actual plans that are different because if you're a teacher, you know emergency sub-plans have to be something that could be pulled out at any time and your students can do. So it's a lot of like review work. Whereas if I have a planned absence, I'm gonna create the sub-plan specific to where we are at in the curriculum. But having the binder done will be a big relief. Plus, as I mentioned, it's just been a lingering project. And I don't like having lingering projects. I am a box checker. I love to feel accomplished and feel like I'm making progress. And this has been one of those things where I'm like, ooh, I know I need to do it. It's just a matter of actually getting it done. And I don't know what happened to my sub binder that I had in my last school. I don't remember if I gave it to another teacher, if I maybe just threw it away, but I could not find it. So we're starting from scratch. It's all good. Once I get all of these pages in the binder, the next step is to create the actual emergency plan. So those 2 days worth of plans that could be done at any time. Thankfully, my team teachers have kind of given me some resources of things. And because I put so much into the binder in terms of routines and procedures, the actual plans aren't that detailed because a lot of things I'm like, for morning arrival, look in the binder, see how we do it. Dismissal, look in the binder, see how we do it. It's really just giving directions for that activity. Like my schedule is in the binder, roster is in the binder, all of that is here. The things that remain consistent regardless of the day that I'm out goes in the binder. And then the plans are more of the directions for the activities they will complete. Hopefully that makes sense. But okay, I have my 2 layers of dividers. Those are all in there. I can't show you the pages that I'm putting inside, but I'm basically just gonna put each page into page protectors, which is not necessary, but when you have a stockpile, you might as well. And then we're gonna use my sub-plan templates to create those 2 days of emergency plans. But stay tuned. We're gonna see how quickly we can knock this out. Binder is complete. It feels so good to check this off my list. I ended up making myself just a simple binder spine using some of the rectangles and things that were already a part of the substitute binder template. So even though it doesn't include the spine, you can just easily kind of throw one together. I do print the binder spines on cardstock and laminate them. I just find it easier to insert. And then for the divider tabs, What I ended up doing is just inserting in a table. So these tabs, because they are the 5 tab, measure 1/4 of an inch by 2 inches. If you have the 8 tabs, they're obviously going to be shorter. You would have to measure them. But I just made a table where the cells were 1/4 of an inch by 2 inches, typed it, printed it out on regular paper, cut apart the rectangle. So this was just a square piece of paper, and I just attached it using clear transparent tape right on top of the divider. So I didn't slide anything into the divider. It's just printed and then taped right on top. So tabs are all done. Then these folders. So my last section is the actual emergency sub-plans. So the first folder is for day 1. I wanted it to be very clear that these are emergency plans only to be used if other plans were not left. And that way, when they flip, it has this stated there, and inside I will put the actual plans as well as any copies that they need, followed by day 2, which I ran out of tape. So I need to finish taping this one. It is not secured. And then the third folder will be for like referrals and think sheet copies. But that is it for the actual binder. And again, this will get reused every time I'm out throughout the year. This is kind of my one-stop shop. It's like the SparkNotes version for the substitute. Again, here were those categories, and this was based off of what my school required, but I do have a video where I throw together a substitute binder and talk you through everything that I include, so I will link that video for you in the description box. It is an older video, like it's a couple years old, but it's the same stuff. Then, in terms of my daily plans, I use the same template whether it's a planned absent or emergency plans. So I will link this template for you. It coordinates with the sub binder, so it's all matchy-matchy, which, you know, I love. But this is also editable within Google Slides. The very first slide is actually just examples. So this is in there for you to kind of reference, but then you can go in. This one, the title is not editable, but you can edit the date and the text. However, for my emergency plans, again, I want it to be very clear. These are in case of emergency. Please do not use these if I left other plans. But I'm just gonna fill out, kind of chunk my day based on time. I go over this in a video, so I don't need to show you again. But if you are interested in these templates, again, I have different kind of layouts that you can use. I also have different clip art options. So this one is the Apple, but I have it available in other clip art images as well. It's all included. I will link that for you down below. It's been, I don't know, an hour-ish, and my 2 days of plans are done. They are printed. I have all of the copies that I need. It feels so good. So let's open up Google Tasks and like check it off the list, shall we? Okay, power list, record vlog. I can check that off because I'm finishing that now. Create sub binder, check. Create emergency sub plans, check. Last 2 things on my list are things I will do once I get home. I am running a giveaway right now in my Team Teach Facebook group for the TPT sale. By the time you're seeing this, you missed the sale, but join in that Team Teach Facebook group. It's open to anyone who is a teacher. It doesn't even have to be in the US. And typically, around the time of TPT sales, I give away some gift cards in there, and it's free to join in the Facebook group. So if you haven't joined, the link will be in the description box. I also have to pick up Billy from the airport, and then that's it for my power list today. I feel accomplished. I feel good. This was part of our back to school checklist by our school, and the very last thing on the checklist, we are learning more about at the staff meeting tomorrow. So, progress. My head is above water. I feel like I can breathe. And tomorrow we are administering the iReady diagnostic, but I've got to try to squeeze in a math lesson between the next 2 days of also doing the diagnostic, because we have to stay on track with the scope and sequence and get ready for the assessment. But we're gonna chat more in the next vlog. As I mentioned, I wanna focus on kind of my behavior management systems this year, share about that. And then next week I compete at Powerlifting Nationals, so I will be gone for 2 days. I will probably not have videos out quite as frequently during that time because I'm finishing up prep and then I've got the competition. But I will see you when I see you. Make sure you're following that Falling in Love with Teaching Again playlist for all the updated vlogs. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. I don't know, probably not, because I am not the most cohesive right now with my thoughts, but welcome to my life. It is week 3 of school. We are getting closer from surviving to thriving, but we haven't quite crossed that threshold yet. But regardless, if you enjoy watching me drive the struggle bus, give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. As always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one. I can't reach the camera from here, so hold on. Bye.